Well, if you ever thought about renting or your home or even investing in rental property, there's some key things you need to know about managing the property.
Here to help is Nancy Braun with Carolina Property Management. Nancy, good morning. Thanks for being here today.
Good morning.
All right, when you get into the rental property business, you really need to start off strong.
Well, everything has to be done exactly, methodically, and systematized, so you don't miss something. So many people get into the business sort of by accident. They might just decide not to sell their home, they might keep it, and they might get a tenant and think it's all fine. But there's so many things that they need to do to be precautionary and make sure they have expert records and systems in place. So often I'll come to someone that needs to sell their home and they're traumatized because their last tenant trashed their house, and I'll be like, oh, well, did you get to keep the security deposit? Did you do a move-in inspection, a move-out inspection? And they kind of look at me like, deer in headlights. What should have I done? So a property manager is going to really guide that and make sure that we've dotted our I's and crossed our T's.
So as a landlord, can you expect to make some money right from the beginning?
Typically not. You might really land a great one initially, but there's some initial expenses. You might have to do some cleanup or improvements to bring it up to par so it's rentable, and it's going to cost some money to find a tenant. And it's okay even if you just break even the first year. The magic of it is if you have a mortgage, your mortgage is going to stay constant for the same amount every month for 30 years, whereas rent typically has been going up. So on an average, it's been going up about 5% every year. So you hold the property in 10 years, you're really making some good money.
That's good. Okay.
And maybe less, of course.
Sure. Nancy, let me ask you this. Should landlords have heart, or do they treat this solely as a business?
And it's a combination. It sure is. It sure is. It's a human thing. So, we meet our new tenants at the property. We do our move-in inspection, and we create a beautiful basket for them when they get there. So we just moved in a new tenant to one of our properties, and he had a dog, so we had dog treats in there and water and paper towels and things that they'll need when they first get to a place. Of course, they're human, so we want to have them be happy. And our job is, as a property manager, we're really representing the owner. We don't represent the tenant, but we want the tenant to be happy so that they take care of the property and they stay. So it's really important that you do handle it as they're all individuals and they all have specific needs and wants.
How important is it to spell everything out in writing?
Oh gosh, everything has to be. And photographs and video. So now we take into consideration videos and photographs and everything in writing. So initially, we'll walk through the property with the tenant, explain what the expectations are, what they should do as far as changing out the filters every month, as far as making sure that the house is maintained, the landscaping, how to set the thermostat. We've had problems with that, how to even use the disposal. And then they can take care of the property, and we have all that documented. Now, when they first sign their lease, we're going to even include the move-out inspection so that they know what it's expected of them when they do move out. So everything in writing.
Yeah, so many details, and you take care of all of that. If a tenant breaks the lease, what should a landlord do?
Well, in writing, once again, communicate in writing and say, you're non-payment of rent, you're late on rent, or you've breached the lease because you're parking on the lawn. Whatever it is, get it in writing, because that's what the courts are going to want to see.
Well, my mom fell into this problem. How do you ensure that the people are taking care of the place?
Well, that's all involved in before you take on the tenant, you have to really critique the tenant, do the credit check, do the background check. We do landlord verification. So we're calling their past landlords and asking, how many times has that tenant been late on their rental payment? Did they get their full security deposit back? If not, why? And would you rent to this tenant again? So it's really checking their background, their credit history, but also seeing their income verification. Do they really make what they're saying they're going to make? So if a past landlord is happy with that tenant, they're going to let us know, and then we're going to be able to judge whether they're going to take care of the property, because your mother went through that real traumatic situation, and you lost a lot of money, or she did.
Yes, she did.
So all of that is in the prep, but it's also in the management. After our tenant moves in, within 30 days, we're going to go inspect the property and make sure that they're living up to the lease agreement.
Any other reasons that someone should hire a property manager?
Well, you're going to make more money. Most people think you're going to do it yourself and you're going to save money, but in reality, I'm going to get a tenant in there quicker, so you're going to have rental income much faster, and I'm going to get a more qualified tenant most likely because I'm going through all these criteria. So, and it's the stress of it. Wasn't that horrible for your mother?
Yes, it was so stressful for her.
Yeah, and for you.
Yes, indeed.
So take away that stress, and now it's just an income revenue generator, and you're using a professional, just like you would use a professional to clean your clothes or a professional to clean your teeth. You go to those that know what they're doing, and then it gets done correctly.
Well, if you want more information, you can get a free copy of Nancy's special report, 5 Ways to Get Top Dollar on Your Rental Property. You can find it at nancyhasthethenants.com, nancyhasthethenants.com, and you can call Nancy directly at 704-488-3109. Again, 704-488-3109. Nancy Braun, thank you very much.
Thank you.